Welcome back. You're watching Brass Tacks. Now, just days after vociferously defending the H1B visa program and pledging to go to war over it, tech magnate Elon Musk has ended up calling for major reforms to the broken H1B visa system. Musk's remarks, remember, come in as social media is currently raging over the future of the H1B program, which allows US companies to hire skilled foreign workers. It is particularly favored by Silicon Valley firms, but the far right has attacked this program, with the discourse sometimes even taking on racial overtones. We'll tell you why so, because tech billionaire Elon Musk has declared the H1B visa system is broken and in need of major reforms just days after he vowed to fiercely defend the program that has sparked a major rift in the MAGA movement. He further says, and let me quote, that the program is broken and needs major reforms. I will go to war on this issue, but the reason I'm in America is because of H1B visas. Raise the salary and add a yearly cost to fix this issue. He's proposed fixing the system by raising the minimum salary for visa holders and introducing an annual cost for maintaining the visa, making it more expensive to hire overseas than domestically. Such measures, he argues, would make it materially more expensive to hire from overseas than domestically. Elite engineering talent from abroad is essential for America. Remember what Vivek Ramaswamy said, that the American culture is one that prioritizes the prom queen and not the maths champion. Now, celebrating from queen over maths champ will not produce best engineers. That's the thought. Remember, Musk's remarks come as social media continue to rage over the future of the H1B program, which allows US companies to hire skilled foreign workers. It is particularly favored by Silicon Valley firms. The far right has also attacked this program. Why so? Their discourse is taking on racial overtones. Supporters of US President-elect Donald Trump, which is the MAGA movement, has clashed with Elon Musk, even Vivek Ramaswamy, both of them who are heading the Department of Government Spending, and their tech allies. Remember, Vivek Ramaswamy has ignited the storm of controversy with a social media post that slams the US culture. Ramaswamy's remarks have disparaged prom queens, high school jocks, and even beloved 19th TV characters like Corey Matthews and Stefan Urquhart, who've sparked a backlash among MAGA loyalists. While supporting the reform for the program, Ramaswamy argued that the US lacks the cultural focus to produce world-class engineers. Let me quote what he has to say. He says that US has long celebrated mediocrity over excellence. It celebrates prom queen over maths Olympiad champ. This will not produce the best engineers. On that note, let me quickly bring our guest tonight. I'm joined in by Ambassador Prabhu Dayal, a former diplomat. Thank you so much, Ambassador Dayal, for joining in. In fact, my first question, now with this ongoing debate around H1B visa, how do you think that Trump's policies are going to affect the broader landscape of the India-US relations, especially when it comes to tech collaboration and the mobility of Indian skilled workers?
Well, Akansha, first of all, thanks for having me on your show. Since you referred to this issue relating to H1B visas in the broader context of India-US relations under President Donald Trump, let me begin by saying that Trump has categorically said that he fully backs the H1B visa program, despite the opposition from some of his supporters. And he said in an interview to the New York Post last week that he was in favor of the H1B visa system. And he added that he has many H1B visa people on his properties. So he said, I'm a believer in H1B. Now, what is this controversy all about? As you rightly pointed out, the Republican Party is sharply divided on the issue of H1B visas, which are for immigrant workers, with Elon Musk and Indian-American tech entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy, who are going to be part of the incoming Donald Trump administration next year. They have strongly backed the H1B visa program, and they have clashed with some right-wing Trump supporters of Donald Trump, like Laura Loomer and Ann Coulter and former Congressman Matt Gaetz. And this clash has been over the issue of immigration. Uh, these opponents of H1B visa feel that immigrant workers take away the jobs of Americans. They also say that the immigrant workers are brought in on lower salaries, and that creates problems for Americans because if people are available at lower salaries, companies are not going to hire them. But the fact of the matter is that uh, there is a limitation every year
Right.
on the number of H1B visas
Right.
under the Immigration and Nationality Act. Currently, there is a cap of 65,000 highly skilled workers who can be brought from abroad, and also 20,000 foreigners who obtain advanced degrees from
Right.
US institutions.
Right,
Now,
Ambassador,
technology companies,
that's why I want to ask you, given that the Indian Americans also form a considerable support bank for Donald Trump, not to forget the contribution they've made to the American economy, how important does the possible H1B visa cap change an entire hold on the community?
I don't think that there will be any serious change in the cap.
All right.
For the simple reason that the technology companies in the United States need these skilled workers who are brought in under H1B visas.
Right.
And they say that H1B visas, visa holders are critical for hard to fill positions because locally there is not enough manpower available for this. And there is an emphasis on their part that foreign workers are filling a critical need in the US labor market, particularly in the STEM areas. The STEM areas are science, technology,
Right.
engineering, and mathematics. And if there's a shortage and immigrant workers are filling in, then I do not see the Donald Trump administration as clamping down on the number of visas substantially. There may be a slight change to appease the right-wingers, but nothing substantial.
And that's why I want to ask you, when you talk about appeasing the MAGA base, it's been visibly riled up when Sri Ramakrishnan was inducted into Trump's team and there was a sudden rise of racist attacks against him and the Indian community. In your viewpoint, should Donald Trump come out just yet in the open and condemn this? Do you think that this is also going to have an impact? And what are going to be the stakes if he does condemn?
Well, he has already come out pretty strongly in favor of the H1B visas.
Yes.
And I think from what he says, it becomes quite clear that he is in favor of the continuation of the H1B visas because the American tech industry needs these people, these people who are brought in on H1B visas. So I don't think there is any inclination on his part to give in to the demands of the right-wing supporters on his side, the ones I named. The fact of the matter is that the tech industry is very powerful in the United States, and it has a say in government policies. And the tech industry is strongly in favor of being permitted to bring in skilled people on H1B visas to fill critical shortages. So in this situation, if the American administration clamps down on the number of visas for H1B category, then it will be only adversely affecting the industries, the tech industry. And I'm sure that the new administration will not be wanting that.
I'm sure you will agree that there's going to be greater focus on quality control now. And even though many would like to believe that Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy are only going to be good news for India, but I'm sure there are going to be greater quality checks with, keeping in mind what Donald Trump has said. I'll have to leave it at that. Many thanks to you, Ambassador, for joining in. It's always a pleasure to have you on the show. And with that, let's now shift focus over to Canada. A series of smash and grab thefts at jewelry stores around Canada have left business owners shaken, with many saying they may leave the country if the attacks continue. Fearing a collapse of law and order, store owners in the Greater Toronto area, including Toronto, Brampton, even Malton, have installed grills to protect their shops and jewelry. Look at those visuals. These are broad daylight robberies in the open. All those robbers attacking those jewelry stores. with hammers, in fact breaking them down. These are the latest videos that have been going viral and we're bringing to you. Earlier this month, 2 incidents were reported from Toronto, one from Kitchener in Ontario province, while another was reported from Montreal, in which an Indian origin man was looted. Many store owners claim that they have handed over CCTV footage of these thefts to the police, but there has been no action. Yes, I repeat, no action. Some allege that local media is also not reporting these incidents as well. Let's also take you through the timeline of this heist that we are referring to. The first heist, in fact, was reported on 5th of December from a jewelry store at a Toronto suburb mall. Thieves smashed the windows of the store, as you can see, stole the jewelry on display in broad daylight. A similar incident was reported from Centrepoint Mall in Toronto on 7th of December. This was followed in Conestoga Mall in Kitchener on 19th of December. And in the latest incident, in this brazen move, thieves in fact rammed a vehicle inside a jewelry store's entrance in Montreal. The owner, an Indian origin man, was hospitalized after the violent robbery. The police say that these are 3 armed men who broke into the store, were even confronted by the owner. An employee was trapped under the debris but was eventually rescued without any serious injuries. Top government sources have in fact told CNN News 18. In fact, inputs have been brought to us by Mr. Manoj Gupta. He's been informed that the Justin Trudeau-led government, its own shaky approach to managing law and order, is responsible for these attacks. They say the Canadian Prime Minister has only focused on external issues like attacking New Delhi without any evidence. The sources further say that this way he has created a situation which is in fact worse than Pakistan in terms of law and order. Businesses, remember, are key to a country's economy, even peace and safety. And if these are not safe, what is the situation as far as insecurity is concerned? Let's try and quickly go across to Siddhant Mishra, who will put that entire story into perspective for us. But ladies and gentlemen, those visuals speaking a million words for themselves. These are all broad daylight robberies that we are talking about. Remember, 3 of them in December alone. We've all shared that timeline with you. They are in fact targeting Toronto, the Greater Ontario region. Let's quickly go across to Siddhant Mishra. I'll put that into perspective for us. Siddhant, I think what is important to also highlight, because what Mr. Manoj Gupta has also been informed, is that these are not just property thefts, because the proceeds of such crime is also being diverted to other criminal activities, and of course follows by the question, what is Justin Trudeau doing about it?
Well, Justin Trudeau has always been questioned for his bad immigration policies. In fact, the supporters of the Liberal Party are critical of him, the way he has handled it in the last 9 years. And in fact, what Manoj Gupta is putting is perhaps a reflection of his immigration policy and also the bad policing in his regime. And there is no second opinion about it. From the separatist group to people with the terrorist background, thieves, and all kinds of anti-social elements.
All right, many thanks to you, Siddhant, for bringing us all those inputs. In fact, as Siddhant was highlighting, that this is only adding to the list of burgeoning concerns. Remember, as far as the drug menace is concerned, the Khalistan terror issue is concerned, now you have these jewelry thefts happening. And as our report is indicating, that the proceeds of this crime are not just going to regular robbers. Trust them to be part of a larger criminal syndicate. And with that, it's a wrap from my end. Thank you so much for watching Brass Tacks. Up next is the Hard Facts with Rahul Shivshankar. Stay tuned.